Hello, and welcome to another edition of PTP's Infinite Innovation Interview Series. My name is Gary Derheim. Today we'll be talking with PTP's managing partner, Ethan Simmons, about a new AWS cost savings program through PTP. Welcome, great to have you.
Hey Gary, thanks for having me on this call to discuss the PTP RI rebate program. I appreciate the opportunity and thanks for taking the time to have this discussion.
So Ethan, cloud costs are important for all AWS customers, and AWS has a number of different programs already in place. What is the PTP program and how is it different?
Gary, that's a great question. As we talk to customers, we're finding that more and more of them are having financial concerns around moving to the cloud rather than technology discussions. They're pretty comfortable with moving to AWS or moving to Azure and the requirements to make that move. What they're struggling with is the financial impact of the decisions they're making of how they deploy in the cloud and how they manage those costs going forward. So PTP put this RI rebate program together really to help try to alleviate some of those financial concerns that customers are having. And what we've done is we've put together a program with one of our business partners, Ingram Micro, to take the risk out of buying RIs. When you buy a reserve instance, there's a lot of either upfront cost or management of those RIs to make sure you're achieving the savings that you anticipated when you first purchased the RIs. Most companies don't have the time or resources to manage them, and then also they struggle with the upfront costs. So what we've done is we've taken all that risk out. We have a program where we'll buy all of the RIs, we'll take on the risk. We'll also use our AI tools to automatically manage the RIs and apply the RIs to the appropriate instances that are running. And it takes a lot of the heavy lifting off of the customer. Actually, it takes all of the heavy lifting off of the customer. It allows the customer to focus on running their business, and we can help them with the financial ramifications of running in the cloud and hopefully save them some money over the course of the RI program.
Ethan, can you talk a little bit about what the key features of our program are?
The biggest thing is that PTP will provide all of the upfront costs for the RIs. So there's no upfront outlay of CapEx costs for the customer to be part of the program. We actually have an AI tool that goes out and actively manages the customer's account and is constantly looking for new opportunities to apply RIs, or say the customer makes a change, they change an instance from one type to another. Normally the customer would have to go and figure out how those RIs need to be applied. Our tool will go out twice a day and apply the correct RIs to the right instance types to maximize the savings.
To ensure qualification for the customer, what is the logic that our team applies when considering RIs for original purchase?
So if a customer wants to be part of the program, there's a couple things we look at. The first off is we look at their EC2 spend. Right now we have a threshold of a minimum spend of $25,000 a month. And the reason for this is that we're just getting customers onboarded. It's a lot of lifting on our side to try to manage a lot of small accounts with minimal EC2 spend where we're not able to maximize the savings. So out of the gate, we're initially looking for customers with greater than 25K in EC2 spend because we feel we can have the biggest impact on their cost savings within AWS.
Can you describe the savings that our customers might expect from this program, and are there any other requirements?
In addition to the EC2 spend requirements, we also want to make sure the customer doesn't already have RIs deployed or an active savings plan in place. We do have ways to take over the existing RIs if they are in place, or we would wait until the savings plan period ended. There's a couple different options for getting into the program, and most customers, we haven't had any issues with getting them onboarded. So the savings that a customer can achieve are really dependent on what their RI consumption is and what their overall AWS spend is. We're doing everything possible to maximize the savings because we're also sharing in the savings. So we want to make sure we're maximizing that. And really what our goal is to have 70% or greater RI coverage of all the available instances that are available to be covered by RIs. And we're shooting for 90% plus utilization of those RIs that we spend. Our AI platform is actively managing all those RIs and looking at the potentials for savings and doing everything possible to maximize that.
Sounds like a great program. Any other frequent questions that come up that I haven't asked already?
I think the most frequent questions that we get from customers are just the requirements. They're shocked that there's no upfront commitment. There's no long-term requirement to be part of the program. We do ask that, as part of this partnership, that if the customer knows that they're going to spin down a lot of instances greater than 15% or something in that range, that they notify us. So we have time to proactively move those RIs from their accounts to another account. Or if they know that if for some reason they want to try to manage the RIs themselves and they don't want us to be, they don't want to be part of the program anymore, if they can give us 60 days, 30 days heads up, we would appreciate that, because that way it gives us time again to remove those RIs and move those over to another customer that's in the rebate program.
Great information. Thanks for joining us today, Ethan.
Happy to be part of it. And again, if customers have any questions about the RI rebate program, they get information on our website. They can also feel free to contact myself directly. Happy to help. Appreciate the time. Talk to you later.